大家好, I'm Martin, and this is Short Stories, brought to you by the Taichung Keda Language Center. Today's short story is called The Girl from the Moon. You have probably heard this story before. This is a classic Japanese fairy tale. However, this is an abridged version of that fairy tale. Abridged just means short. So this is the short version of a classic Japanese fairy tale. Now I will give you the vocabulary and vocabulary example sentences. Vocabulary. Elderly. Elderly. The elderly man is celebrating his 85th birthday. Bamboo. Bamboo. Helen bought herself a lovely chair made from bamboo. Raise. Raise. Mike was raised by his grandparents, as his mom and dad were always busy. Propose. Propose. Tom got down on one knee and proposed to his girlfriend. Reject. Reject. Leslie rejected her brother's offer of help. Proposal. Proposal. Julie was very happy when she heard her boyfriend's proposal. Depressed. Depressed. After losing his job, Sam felt very depressed. Guard. Guard. 2 soldiers guarded the door of the building. Tearful. Tearful. Vanessa was tearful after hearing that her grandfather had died. Persuade. Persuade. Henry persuaded his brother to help him clean his room. Determined. Determined. Mary is determined to finish her homework before she goes to bed. Bear. Bear. Harriet has many responsibilities, but she bears them very well. Fake. Fake. As Dave didn't have much money, he bought his wife a fake diamond ring. Complete. Complete. The director has completed work on his latest film. Emperor. Emperor. The emperor traveled to the 4 corners of his empire. The vocabulary is over. Now we will start the story. Long ago in Japan, there lived an elderly bamboo cutter, Takatori, and his wife. One day, Takatori was walking through the forest when something caught his eye. It was a stalk of bamboo shining in the woods. When he looked inside, he was astonished to find a beautiful baby girl. The surprised man took the child back to his wife. The old couple had never had children, so they decided to raise the girl as their own daughter. They named her Kaguya. Life was not the same for Takatori and his doting wife after that. The old bamboo cutter began finding gold inside every piece of bamboo he cut. The family quickly became very rich, and almost as quickly Kaguya grew into a beautiful woman. Kaguya's parents tried to hide her from the strangers, but news of her beauty still spread far and wide, and it wasn't long before men began calling on the family and proposing to Kaguya. Although many men came to ask for Kaguya's hand in marriage, she turned them all down. Her confused father started to wonder if her heart was troubled by some secret worry. 5 princes kept visiting the beautiful young woman and eventually persuaded her father to make her marry one of them. Kaguya was determined not to marry any of the princes, but she couldn't bear to disobey her father. To solve her problem, she came up with a cunning plan. She said she would marry the first prince to bring her the treasure she demanded. The treasure, though, was not real. 3 of the princes realized their task was impossible and returned with fake items. Kaguya was not fooled and sent them away. The 4th prince gave up without completing his mission, and the 5th sadly died while searching for the object. Kaguya was still not safe, however. By now, she had attracted the interest of the Emperor of Japan. The Emperor traveled a long way to meet Kaguya and soon fell in love with her. Like so many men before him, he asked the beautiful young lady to marry him, but not even the Emperor could tempt her, and she swiftly rejected his proposal. Around this time, Kaguya began to feel depressed. At night, she would stare up at the moon and cry sadly. Her parents became very concerned and asked her what was wrong. Kaguya's answer shocked them both. She told her parents that she had come from the moon and would soon have to return to her home. Having no idea what to do, the old bamboo cutter turned to the emperor for help. The emperor sent soldiers to guard the young woman from the moon people. When they came for her, though, the emperor's soldiers were blinded by a powerful light. Although she loved her parents, Kaguya knew where she belonged. She said goodbye to her tearful parents and returned to the moon. The end of the story. Now the beginning of the questions. Question 1. What did the old bamboo cutter find in a stalk of bamboo? A. Diamonds. B. $1 million. C. 1 million yen. D. A baby. The answer is D. He found a baby. Question 2. Where is Kaguya from? A. Japan. B. The moon. C. The sun. D. Venus. The answer is B. The moon. Question 3. Who did Kaguya decide to marry? A. The Emperor of Japan. B. Takatori. C. The handsomest prince. D. None of the above. The answer is D. None of the above. Question 4. What is the most likely reason Kaguya turned down so many princes? A. She knew she couldn't stay on Earth for long. B. She thought they were all ugly. C. She thought they were not rich enough. D. None of the above. The answer is A. She knew she couldn't stay on Earth for long. She kept looking up at the moon and crying. She was depressed because she knew she had to leave someday and that the moon people would come back for her. That implies that she knew she would not be here long enough to be married, so she turned down all of the suitors. Well, that's the end of that story. I'm sure you have heard this one before. Like I said, it is a well-known Japanese fairy tale about a girl from the moon. Interesting. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.